Hi guys, this is Wiz here, and I wanted to do this short quick video. And I know Valentine's Day is approaching in the next couple of days, and maybe it would be over depending on when you're watching this video. And but essentially, this video is not for the faint-hearted. I'm gonna get into some stuff. So if you know that you can handle some things, you might want to pause now, because I'm gonna get into some stuff, so you might not be able to handle it. So if that's you, then I'm gonna give you a few seconds to just bail out now, because I'm gonna get heading into some hard stuff. Now, having said that, oh, you're still here, so that's good. I suppose you want to still hear what we're going to talk about. Now, essentially, I think, let me just say this. I think one of the key things that I've discovered over the years is that sometimes in this world, one of the reasons why things get bad is because maybe we might not have people around us who might be able to tell us the truth, and we're able to cut through the BS and maybe hold us to account. And if you read How to Pray From Your Opposition, I did share a story there, a true story of myself many years ago when I happened to be going through some stuff, and then I happened to be in a place where I was going from this pastor to that pastor looking for help, until one man of God was running a ministry back then called Heaven on Earth, something like that. And so he happened to be, I think it's one of the most powerful life-changing conversations I've ever had, where someone said to me, look, that time I was still a baby Christian and stuff like that. So he just said to me, look, you keep running from this pastor to this pastor. When are you going to grow up? When are you going to read the Bible for yourself and have a relationship with God for yourself? And not only that, but read the Bible and learn how to fight for yourself. Learn how to fight for yourself. I think that is it was one of those turning points in my life where I think from that point onwards, I started to actually really get in the Word and other stuff like that. And I think part of the journey is resulted in those books and stuff like that. But I think I shared the story in How to Pray From Your Opposition, which you can find on Amazon. And anyway, I'm kind of sidetracking here. But anyway, for all the other stuff on Amazon, you can always check it out later. Now, it's coming to Valentine's Day, or maybe it's already over, depending on when you're watching this. But one of the reasons I want to do this video is because I think there's a lot of deception and a lot of lies in a lot of places. I don't know who gave people this idea that church attendance equates to finding boyfriends. And that's why I think recently somebody who happened to who had a checkered past, recently got married, and it went crazy on Facebook, and some people were disheartened. I was shocked. Like, Christians were getting disheartened because somebody who they thought is not marriage material got married. They took offense with that. Now, that is so crazy, because again, it brings us to that element of that entitlement mentality, where you think just because you attend church, or just because you're an usher, just because you serve in ministry, it equates that you're gonna have a boyfriend. I don't know who I'm talking to the ladies now. I don't know who came up with that stuff, because obviously the person I'm talking about who got married was a lady. She had a checker pass. So some ladies, a lot of them actually thought they had an attitude with that, because they felt that that particular person was unworthy. She wasn't married material, because they thought themselves, they attend the church and they do all these other nice things. They thought she should not get married for them. So and I could see that there was a bit of an uproar in the internet streets. People basically having a problem with that, because and I thought there's an element of mentality there, because just because you attend church, or just because you serve in church, you go in church every week serving, doesn't mean that you're guaranteed, or you're marriage material. No, it doesn't guarantee that. These are two different things. Your relationship with God is another story, and your ability to understand man, your ability to communicate with man, and being pursued, and be a woman that a man can pursue. Those are two different things. Sorry to say. And I've seen it so many times where I don't know where this idea comes from. Maybe it's because people are getting told that if you serve church, you get a boyfriend. It doesn't follow. How many people do you know who are married who have not been saved? How many people do you know who are married who are not saved? Exactly. And how many people who are married who haven't been to church? Some people have been married for 30, 40, 50 years, they've never been to church. Or some people go to church maybe once every blue moon on Christmas and Easter. That's all. So we have to get rid of this entitlement mentality, and I think these are the effects of a generation that has been raised by things like, give $1,000 seed and you're gonna get a husband, or maybe serve in the church and you're gonna get, and you're gonna get an amazing husband. Look, serving in church is noble. I believe in that. It's good. But the only problem is sometimes when we attach certain blessings, it's a whole different story. Now, it is a whole different ballgame if it's a case where maybe God has specifically told you that, look, if you serve in church, I'm gonna connect you with a guy, or maybe when you serve in church, there's gonna a guy that's gonna meet, and then he's gonna be your boyfriend, and then husband. Now that's a different story, because now that's something personal. That's something that God has spoken to you. That's something that God has revealed to you. But I think what I wanted to just do today is to dispel that element of saying just because you're a nice person doesn't mean that it equates to having a boyfriend, you can have an amazing wedding, an amazing marriage. It doesn't follow like that. Life doesn't work that way. And I think a lot of people are dealing with that. This is why there's a lot of disappointment and heartbreak, especially within the ladies who are in their 30s and early 40s. Why do you tell someone who's been maybe 40, 45, they tell you that they've planted every seed under the sun? They are serving in church, they've submitted under every bishop and every person with the title has laid hands on them. Up to now, there's a boyfriend. And some people are at the point where they've been disheartened, where they're saying, look, I'm in between disappointments. Like, what? What do you mean? It basically means the last person they dated was a disappointment, and already they have an expectation that the next person they're going to date is going to be a disappointment. That's when people say, look, I'm in between disappointment. What they're simply saying is, I'm not in a relationship at the moment. That is crazy. I'm sorry to say this, but look, end of the day, there's a lot of heartbreak out there. There's a lot of ladies who are hurting, and also the men. Some men are dealing with rejection. There's a lot of men who are hurting as well. But I just wanted to address this, mainly focus on the ladies, because the last couple of weeks I've seen a lot of things on the internet streets, and I thought that I needed to address that. But I think end of the day, we must always re-emphasize that, look, your relationship with God is one thing, and your ability to date man is another thing. Your ability to discern in terms of finding the right guy for yourself and all those things. Yes, God speaks to people, and God leads people to people and stuff like that. So where you may be, it just depends. There are many variables. There are many of them, and one of the key things that I've discovered is that I think what I did because of my passion in relationships. When I wrote Head to Head with Jezebel, when I wrote Uncommon Destiny, Uncommon Partner, part of the idea behind this book, the heart of the book was actually to share those things I found over the years, particularly when I've served 6-7 years in ministry, serving in the ministry of prayer. I happen to talk to a lot of couples and on my own experiences and talking to a lot of people as well and stuff like that. So I came across all these things that I thought that a lot of people needed to understand and to hear before they get married, because some of those things are creating havoc not only before they get married, but also during the marriage. This is one of the reasons why I wrote, Uncommon Destiny, Partner, and of course, by the grace of God, it's only international one, which is something that I took as heaven's sort of endorsement, or heaven's speak, as it were, because the way I wrote the book is I want to write a book that even though I'm a Christian, I want to write a book that even someone else who's not even saved can read it and understand it. And I've had reviews from Muslims and some of Buddha and those other people in the region. One of the reasons I'm saying so is because I wanted to share that aspect of saying, look, this is something that I wrote in a way that people can understand despite their background. And I think even if you've read it, you know that I've explained some basics, even like tithe. I really go down to the really basic in layman's terms to make sure that a person can read it and understand it. And the one thing that I'm very grateful for is the fact that most of my readers have been very, very appreciative and said, look, we appreciate the book, and stuff like that. But obviously, there are more things planned relating to some other stuff. So having said that, so with Uncommon Testimony Partner, I covered some of the fundamentals, but then but obviously this is a huge topic, and of course there's also the other controversial one. Do I have to do another separate video on that, which is all about, God said that person is my husband, that person is my wife, or that person is my husband. There are a lot of things in there that needs to be handled. And I think in Uncommon Destiny Partner, I talked about the fact that in one particular church, I think there were like 5 ladies who thought one guy was their husband. Guess what? I know the guy personally, and he's actually living in America, married someone else. There we go. And this was an Australian church. The guy's based, he's now living in America. with someone else, and yeah, it's a whole different ballgame altogether. But I'll do another separate video specifically dealing with the whole issue of God say this person is my husband, and then you write a rumor and gossip, and then it becomes, before you know it, it's a full-faced scandal and stuff like that. Nobody needs to go to church and have all that lingering around them. No, nobody needs to do that. So there's a whole issue around what do you do if God reveals who you believe your husband is, and all those other things. I'll address that in a separate video, but today I just wanted to zero in on a few things. But obviously I'm gonna cut this video now, but I will just summarize now in sense that, look, your relationship with God is one thing, your ability to date men is another thing, but I think through God, as God leads you, God may direct you to different individuals, and ultimately to who you're gonna call to be the one. And then ultimately, if you guys feel the same way, you feel like, oh, you know what, I think we can have a future together, I feel God led me to you, and the other person says, look, I feel God led me to you, both of you confirming verbally to each other that, look, this is what I feel, this is what I feel, yeah, sure, let's make it happen. Then you make it happen. But there's a lot of maturity in terms of coming to that particular place where both of you are now comfortable to say, you know what, I feel like this guy is my husband, and she says, oh, look, I feel like this girl is my wife. There's a whole range of issues that to be dealt with, and it takes a whole level of maturity. And one of the big complaints that I get a lot from men, they're saying that some of the ladies, particularly Christians, they are into games, and a lot of guys who are ready for marriage right now, they have no time for games. Personally, it's not something that I'm into. I don't believe in games, but I believe in communication. Yeah, but to communicate, look, I'm not feeling it. Or some other person says, look, I'm not feeling it. Or I feel this way, I feel this way. The other person says, look, I don't feel this way, I feel this way, I feel that way. Look, can we make this work? No, I don't think so. Oh, yes, we can make this work. That sort of thing, you know. So I believe in conversation as opposed to, and the other thing as well is the whole issue of how to get. It's not something personal I believe in. Like I said, I'm more about conversation. I'm all about dialogue. I believe in communication. I believe you should be in a place where you're able to communicate exactly how you feel, what you're thinking, and being intentional in your dating process, being intentional in your relationships and stuff like that. It cuts all the problems that a lot of people are dealing with now. Of course, when it comes to, there are many reasons why certain things are the way they are, and of course, there's all issue around Ephesians 6:12, which has to do with the spiritual aspect of that, and of course, some of the things I cover them in here. But also, one of the key things you will find as well has to do with the issue of the internal work. Because what happens, some ladies, you get approached, but then immediately walls come up, and then it becomes a very much harder process. But it necessarily needs to be when a guy is make moves on you, or the guy is wanting to show some interest and all those things, because straight away you got walls up, and some of you ladies, you got some stuff that you haven't healed from, so that is compromising your relationships as well. Same as men, some men you're dealing with different things that you haven't healed from, maybe past rejection. And some of you guys, I know, my heart bleeds for the guys. I know some guys have been abused, yes, by women, yes. I know the world really is got double standards. It tends to focus more on when a woman being abused. There have been several videos on the internet, so you can check them out, when a man gets abused as a test and see nobody responds. But when a woman is getting abused, straight away, everybody, including the man and the women, they come to support the lady. It has been proved time and time again. You can check on the internet streets. You find videos on that. But yeah, so having said that, for those of you, Valentine's Day coming, and if you're at a place where you're not ready to say, you know what, I don't know what's been going on, you're dealing maybe with some stuff, I recommend that you go above this video. You can check out Recode, the Identity Project. You're gonna see that it's gonna cover a lot of some of the things that I've been talking about in terms of inner work. The good thing with Recode, the Identity Project, is that a lot of those things that are in there, they apply to relationships. They also apply to purpose as well. Things like loss of worth, low deserve levels, and stuff like that. They also cover. They also affect purpose as well, because you know what some people say, that, you know, the way someone does one thing is the way they do another thing as well. So having said that, I gotta bounce, and always remember you have an uncommon destiny. And if you're ready, if you're really serious, maybe you're tired of dating. I know some ladies, you only pursued. I found this. I think it was one of these ladies, Zuaban or whatever. I think she was talking about that. Actually, she's not the one who was saying that, but I think there's a whole conversation around that. Some ladies will. They tend to pursue. They tend to be pursued by one unavailable man. They tend to get pursued by maybe married men, which is a whole different story. It's a whole big topic. I'll address that in some other video. But today, if you're really ready, you know, like, I'm tired, I'm frustrated, I don't know what's happening. I started with a guy, but some along the lines, the relationship breaks up. It doesn't make sense. I just want to start. I just want something that can help me get things happening. in that area, I recommend you get hold of Recall That Indie Project. You're just gonna click the link below this above this video. That's it on Instagram, and then of course Facebook, YouTube, whatever, everywhere else. In the link in the comments there, I will leave a video for you. So I will have the link for you for Record That Indie Project. It's gonna be in the in the comments below or somewhere down this video. That's on Facebook and YouTube. But others, Instagram, you go up there, Record That Indie Project, and it will deal with a lot of things that's going to be bringing healing to you. And of course, that's a special masterclass, and of course that's not for the faint-hearted. It's only for those people that are really serious about life. You're serious about destiny. You know that your destiny, something to play with, that you are the other place in your life where you don't have time for games. You're ready to say, you know what, I want to take my life to the next level. I'm tired of games, I'm tired of this fitness and all the other stuff. I'm ready to move forward. You see that. And also in the Record That Indie Project, I've also put in a bonus masterclass, which is spirituality in the marketplace. And I know for you guys, most of you are in the marketplace, even if in ministry, that could also help. But definitely that bonus masterclass is going to help you reconcile everything as you look at what's happening in the marketplace and stuff like that. But definitely, if you're ready for change, go and check out Recode the Identity Project. So having said that, I'm going to do more videos coming your way relating to some other hardcore stuff that's really happening. And other than that, always remember you have an uncommon destiny. This is your Suli Ways. And enjoy your Valentine's Day, whether you are currently dating anybody, you've been asked out, or you're currently single, or on the day you don't have anybody. Just look after yourself, and always remember you have an uncommon destiny, and this is your Suli. Catch you guys later. See ya.